feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
It's now been announced that Jake Paul is going to fight Gervonta Davis. Netflix is actually throwing this bout. And a lot of people are flabbergasted by this. Now, if you don't know, Jake Paul is a heavyweight. I believe he weighs in over like 185, close to 200. And I believe Gervonta Tank Davis is, he's not featherweight. He's like is it cruiserweight or is it lightweight? But he's around like 130 or 140 in his weight. Maybe he goes to 150 at times, but he's definitely about 50 pounds lighter than Jake Paul, which people are wondering how the hell this is happening. But, you know, some people, they're discussing because they're like, this is turning boxing into what the WWE is. I actually think that's a great idea. I think boxing been boring. I think boxing lacks some of the character development that the WWE does well. We need villains. We need people to hate. We need people to root against, people to root for. And unfortunately, because of the unpredictability of boxing, the fights and the storylines never really align to be the biggest thing because they also duck each other. As opposed to like the UFC, where Dana White could pretty much force niggas to fight, we usually see the storylines kind of develop a little bit more there. Anyway, this is another boxer named Shakur Stevenson. Let's hear what he got to say about this fight.
Real easy.
Here we go.
This sport, I mean, when you hear this today on social media or wherever you happen to get the news, were you like, what? Like, can that actually be, man?
Nah, I'm not shocked. I mean, his last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and
Not gonna cap with you, and he don't really like Tank. For him to say that, you could tell he really believed that Tank and people like him, because they are legit boxers, he feels like they are levels and leaps beyond a Jake Paul. Now, here's the thing. Tank might beat Jake Paul. I don't know if he knocks out Jake Paul. That's the thing. He might outbox him, but he might not knock him out just based on the sheer size.
Say he's got good power, not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. He's been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just going to knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out, although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision?
Nah, I don't see him knocking him out, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
no.
Obviously, no?
Hell no. Nah, that ain't really like... I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I got two sides of me when it comes down to it. I got a business side, then I got a competitor side. And from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it. But from the business side, I understand as though why would he go that route. So
I know some checks are just hard to say no to. If they had come to you, or they do come to you in the future with a similar type of offer, is that something that you would say, okay, hey, money's money, and this is good money?
Yeah, but I got a lot of pride, bro. So like,
I know.
my pride may kick in to where it's like, if I just had a draw with somebody, I may go do the rematch just because of the fact that the people think that this guy could beat me. So I want to shut y'all up and let it be known that this guy can't beat me. It's not no debate.
Yeah.
So my pride may kick in, but then also, it's a lot of money on the table. I kind of get where he's at with it too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will get that. It's interesting because it may actually sort of in a way involve you, Shakur, right? Because obviously you mentioned Lamont, and after the draw, a lot of people thought, okay, hey, that rematch is going to happen with Tank and Lamont. Obviously, that's not going to happen, at least not now. And then people started talking about you and Lamont fighting each other. Is that where you're focused on? Is that what is going to happen? And where are we with those negotiations then, Shakur?
I got two names right now. T.O. is front line and Lamont is like right behind them. So depending on how much money they offering and which one makes the most sense, I'll fight either Teofimo Lopez or Lamont Roach.
Hey, those are both two great fights, right? I think fans would be very excited about either.
Yeah, the thing with T.O., I think it'll kind of.
All right. Okay. All right. Which, by the way, I think Ryan Garcia says, he was utterly disgusted by it. He says, boxing is officially the WWE. With Gervonta versus Jake Paul fight, a heavyweight is fighting a lightweight, and you're supposed to believe it's a fair fight. If you know anything about boxing, you can see it's a disgrace. So he's saying that this shit's some bullshit now. I think boxing need a little bit WWE shit in there, man. I don't think we have great showmen no more. I don't think we have great superstars. I don't think they give enough leeway for storylines for people to want them to lose or want them to win. And when, obviously I love the sport of boxing, but it's kind of become kind of boring. So again, you kind of got to put some bullshit into it to kind of get the eyeballs and excitement back at the forefront. I do also think that Gervonta Davis, he tried to retire already. His last fight, they called basically a draw. I don't know if his heart is completely in, trying to chase that Floyd legacy. I think he just wants the bag. So, if he's going to spend the rest of his prime trying to get the bag, yeah, I think he should fight Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. I don't know if Floyd will fight him. I think he should do these type of fights. Like, why the fuck are you going to get in there versus niggas like Devin Haney, or even get in there versus niggas like Shakur Stevenson? These are like boxers who are kind of still in their prime. Just go knock out some niggas that ain't in their prime no more, and you'll get more money. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Chat, not gonna cap with y'all, man.